Hey fam, and welcome back. It is your favorite life and relationship strategist, MarshaunO. Today I want to talk to you guys about how do you know that your partner actually trusts you? How do you know that you can actually trust your partner? See, there are many things that we think about when we think about trust. We think about, has it been broken? We also think about how it's affected us throughout our lifetime and how we go about actually trusting, literally trusting people, how we think about how we can actually trust them. We're looking for little signs and little things. Basically, we are testing the other person. And most of the time, it's not even on a conscious level because we have been hurt in the past, right? We find that because we've been hurt in the past, we have to test people to see how trustworthy they are. How much can I actually let you into my life? How much can I let down my guard to you? How much will you protect my secrets if I decide that you are trustworthy enough to hold on to them, not to spread them around to any and everybody? This especially is some of the things that we think about when we're specifically talking about our romantic relationships. But trust in general is something that we think about when we think about everybody that's around us, our circle, our co-workers, even our familia. Yes, your family. There are things that your family members, that your spouse, even your children, your coworkers, they do little things that chips away at the trust. Is it everybody? Of course not. But this is how we decide and how we figure out if we're actually going to trust you to be in our lives. How much can I open up my heart? How much can I literally let down my guard when you are around? Or do I need to sit stonewall and literally just watch like I'm doing? Watch you like this. Do I need to watch you like this because I'm trying to figure out what you're up to, what your master plan is, what you're trying to get me into, how much information you're trying to suck out of me because you are ready to go and spread it around to your people or some people that we know in common. And so because they're not here, you are so eager, literally, soon as we stop talking, as soon as we leave each other's company, now you're spreading around the very thing that I thought was going to stay between you and I. How trustworthy are you? As soon as you get some gossip, are you running around telling everybody's business? Or are you the one who can actually hold and keep your mouth shut? Hold things close to the chest? How good of a friend are you? How good of a spouse are you? So some of the things that you actually think about when you think about trust is how consistent is he? How consistent is she? Is she or is he a man or a woman of their word? So specifically, they said that they were going to do something. They said that they were going to help you at a specific time and a specific date. You were there waiting. You guys even text or talk to each other. And then when that time actually came on that specific day, you ain't hear nothing from them. Nothing from, when I say nothing, I'm talking about crickets. Nothing. They didn't show up. They borrowed some money from you. They borrowed some money from you. They're going to pay it back to you on X date. X date comes. They ghost. You like, okay, it's not the end of the day yet. Like, we playing these little games in our head. It's not the end of the day. I'm going to go ahead and give them some. They're going to call. They're going to text. They're going to let me know where my money is. Only for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 months, a year has passed. And so you were there in their time of need and they left you hanging dry. And so because that person did this to you, or several people have done that to you, now you have finally learned your lesson, but now ain't nobody about to get you like that no more. So then you harden your heart toward everybody. How trustworthy are you? Are you being consistent? Have you done somebody wrong when you decided to borrow money from him or from her? Is this somebody that you need to call and pay them back? Because now, you know what? Now you actually good now. And you can actually pay back that person. So maybe it's time for you to pay back that person now. Are you a man of your word? Are you a woman of your word? Are you the person that anybody can come to and tell anything to without you feeling that you have to go and run and tell everybody else this particular person's business? Or can you hold it close to the chest? Has something happened where, let's take it romantically. This is how you know that you can actually trust your spouse and your spouse can trust you. Now, I have to say that this is not my information. This information I learned from Brene Brown. Some of you might know who Brene Brown is. Now she's actually Dr. Brene Brown. So let me give her homage and credit. So Dr. Brene Brown. So she basically said that the way that you truly know that you can trust someone, specifically your spouse, but I'm putting it in the realm of anyone, is when he or she can ask you for help. And I sat back and I was wondering, I'm like, why that? I don't even know if that makes sense. But as I thought about it, it makes total sense. Because anytime somebody's asking you for their help, they're actually being vulnerable with you. And this is very important. So look at how often your spouse asks you for help. How often do you help your spouse? How often do you ask for help from your spouse? That is going to show you the level of trust that you have in your relationship. And if this is something that you need to work on, you need to show your vulnerability more by asking for help. Then you need to tighten up and do that so you can build the level of trust up in your own relationship. Because here's the thing. You are being vulnerable. You are opening up, but you're also deepening the relationship. You're deepening the connection, as I talk about. Being vulnerable is one of the most sexiest things that you can ever do for your spouse. Because that does show me that you trust me. And on top of that, if you can actually come to me and say, baby, I need some help. Can you help me figure out X, Y, and Z? You know, math wasn't my thing. Can you help me with these numbers? I don't know how to use the computer. I don't know how to look this up. I right now, I just can't think. And I know that I could go to Google and type in X, Y, and Z, but I don't even know what that X, Y, and Z is to actually type in. So because I don't understand or really, I cannot articulate myself right now. Can you help me? Baby, can you open up this jar? I mean, you know, I literally can hit the bottom. I can hit the bottom, but it's not opening up. I need some help. How often do you go and ask for help? How often does your spouse come to you and ask for help? That lets you know how much your spouse trusts you, but it also lets you know how much you trust your spouse. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know down in the comment section below, how hard is it for you to ask for help from your spouse in particular? Is it easier for you to ask for help from outsiders, family, friends, coworkers, versus asking for help from your spouse? Is your spouse the very first person that you want to call and share that news to? How trustworthy do you think that your spouse is? How trustworthy does your spouse think that you are? That is a way to gauge it by how much help you are asking and how much help he or she is asking you. Deuces, y'all.